like a surgeon. Ooh, cut for the very first time. Weird Al Yankovic was the stuff back in the day. Welcome back to My Twisted Life of Poetry. I am Poetry. You are here for This Is Us Recap and Review. Season 2, Episode 15, The Car. If you haven't already done so, I hope that you subscribe to the channel. I hope you like the video. I'm a little under the weather, and my life is a little twisted right now. So, I just want to hop into this recap and review. Becca is sitting outside of what looks like a hotel, and she's blowing a horn for somebody to come out. And while she's sitting there blowing and waiting, she looks inside a little cachet and finds some Bruce Springsteen tickets. Like, whoever she's waiting on ain't coming out that door. And I'm like, she must be too agitated to go knock on the door, because I probably wouldn't have came out to a blow a horn. But yeah, she's just blowing a horn and she ain't getting out the car. Then we go back in the day and we see the whole family going to a car dealership. And it looks like the Pearson's about to get a brand new car, y'all. They're in the business for a new car. Kev was like, hey, I want a Porsche. Kate said, I just want it to be pink. And Randall's like, no, we have to be practical. Let's get us a four-wheel drive. And it looks like the one that he picked out was the one that they end up getting, because it looked like the car that Becca's sitting in outside of their hotel blowing a horn. And Becca is like, tell him, Jack, why did I not get a babysitter? He's like, no. We're going to use these kids to our advantage. You see that big family out there? We are strapped for cash. Let's use that. And I'm like, that's good. Good idea, Jack. Good idea. You know, you go into a car dealership all kind of ways. I go in looking bummy as possible. But then sometimes when I do that, that makes the car dealers not even come out to help me at all. But they usually don't try to, like, handle me either when I don't look like I got money. So anyway, Mel, the car salesman, comes up and he's like, hey, let's get you rolling in this Jeep, baby. Let's go. But Becca's like, look, we got miles to feed. We can't afford no doggone Jeep. We need something durable and cheap. So he takes him out there, unwillingly so, to go look at some used cars. And Jack sees the kids inside, jump inside that Jeep. They are just as happy. I'm like, oh, hey, turn up. And Jack, you already see it. He don't know how to say no to those kids. It's like he wants to see those smiles on their faces for the rest of their lives. So you know Jack about to get this car, or at least try to. Well, anyway, outside the hotels, the kids, they come filing out, and they climb on into the wagon. And when Randall climbed in, he hops into the front seat. Kevin paused. I wasn't sure if he was tripping off of Randall getting into the front seat riding shotgun, or he was concerned about his mom. I wasn't sure what was going on there. Kate is like, Ma, the service don't start until 2 o'clock. Why are we going right now? And she was like, because I want to go right now. Let's go. So this is the day of the funeral. So Jack, you know, he's in there with the car salesman, because Becca was like, I don't know how the heck he's supposed to be trying to get in the car. We haven't even looked at the car yet. What is he working out with this man? And we ain't even rolled it, test drove it, or nothing. And she's still talking about the used car outside. Jack in there, he's shaking hands with old man, the car salesman. And I'm like, what did Jack promise this man? You know, sometimes Jack would ask for some of the strange stuff. Remember, he told the dude that he was going to pay him for Becca to go on tour. Like, Jack would come up with some stuff to try to negotiate some deals if he really wanted to get something done. Well, later on, they are off to see Weird Al Yankovic in concert. That was my dude back in the day. I probably would never go see him in concert, though. But, like, because he was like a parody act, you know, for me. But still, he did some remakes of some songs, though, that I was just, hey, just eat it, eat it. That used to be the jam. Like a surgeon, ooh, cut for the very first time. Weird Al Yankovic was the stuff back in the day. But like I said, I probably would never went to a concert. I don't know why. Anyway, as they head to the concert, they are crossing over a bridge, and like Becca says, it's old and it's rickety, and it freaks her the heck out. She gets anxiety crossing bridges. I have developed that anxiety lately, over the past few years. Like when I cross water, because I can't swim, I'm terrified of that I might drown and fall off a bridge and drown into the water. So I get anxiety crossing bridges. So, but I still will go across them. I just look straight. I try not to look at the water. I would like put my camera up and take pictures of it, but I don't want to focus on it too long. And yeah, so I understand her anxiety about going across this water. She don't want to get there. But you know, Jack is like, hey, close your eyes. He hold her hand. He try to calm her down. And Randall, you know, trying to small talk her, trying to explain to her what, you know, fear of crossing bridges means and things like that. And then Kev like, hey, let's sing my favorite Weird Al Yankovic song. And they start singing Lasagna. Now, I don't think I've ever heard this Weird Al Yankovic song, but the song that he remade it from, I knew what that song was. La, 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 ba, ba. Yes, I knew what that was. So, now they back in present day, and they are riding to the cemetery. I can't even call this present day. It's the present day of Jack's death, of Jack's funeral. They ride to the cemetery, and you can see the breaking point in everybody in that car. Like Becca, she's like extra snappy at the kids, way more than she normally has been. Kate, she talking about she want to get rid of Louis. She don't want to have the dog no more. She want to find somebody to take him. Kev has his I don't care attitude going on, and he don't care about nothing, not his appearance, not nothing. And Randall just seems to be trying to be tough, trying to be the man. You know what I'm saying? So Jack picks. They show what they're doing. They're showing moments of things that happened while they had that car. That's what's going on. So Jack is picking up Becca from the ER. Apparently she'd been having migraines and headaches and dizziness and stuff. So she went to the ER, get checked out. And of course she thinks the worst. She thinks she got a brain tumor. And he like, girl, it probably ain't nothing but a little ear infection. But she just, you know, freaking the heck out. They got an MRI done. They need to wait on the doctor to call. So she's like, let's go home and let's watch the phone until the phone ring, get our response. Jack's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna go home and stress out looking at the doggone phone. Let me take you somewhere special. So they go out into the park and go underneath that big oak tree. I don't know if it's an oak tree for real, y'all. I just think all big trees are oak trees, but that's what I said. They go out there, there's a big oak tree. And he's like, you know, this is my favorite spot. And, you know, he said, I'm sitting here on a perfect day with my perfect wife. And he says all the perfect words that try to comfort her. And she's like, what makes this tree so special for you? He said, because it's the tree that we're going to be sitting at when we get the phone call and find out that you're okay. And then also he get a page. It's the hospital. And sure enough, when they call the hospital back, it's just the ear thing. She is fine. She ain't got no brain tumor, nothing like that. And he tell her, see, that's what's up. That's what's up. He tells her that when he goes, that he doesn't want to be buried because he knows that he gonna go before her. She gonna live forever. And he don't want his remains to be in the ground. Bury him outside. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 sheets to the wind, ash to ashes, dust to dust type situation going on. So during the service, they seem to be all handling it in their own special way. Like Kev looks angry, but he doesn't want to show it. Randall, like I said, is trying to be the man and try to fight back tears. He like, you know, Kate, you know, face is just wet with tears and anguish, and Becca just seems absent, like she's not present in the moment. Miguel gives his condolences, you know. Randall, he gives his condolences as well. And then they off to the reception. So Becca goes and grabs the urn and takes the urn with her. She says she gonna walk around with this urn. So another memory in the car, Jack is teaching Randall how to drive. I'm not sure if he was supposed to be teaching Kevin as well at that moment, but he's teaching Randall how to drive. And Kevin is like, dude, you was moving like an old woman. They get into a little argument, and Kevin's like, look, I'll be 40 before you make it around the block. And Randall's like, yeah, and you still be living in mama and dad's basement too. I was like, what is going on? Those some good jabs. Those some good jabs. Then Kev say, at least I won't be a virgin. Oh, I never. I was like, oh, this. Randall's like, go ahead, Kev. Then all of a sudden, Jack is like, hey, wait a minute now. Brakes. Randall, but done took his eye off the road, almost got them killed by a delivery truck. I'm like, what is going on? Jack was good, because I would have lost my cool totally. Everybody would have been in trouble. I love my doggone life. Well, Jack, he put them both out. He put them both out and made them walk home. And Kevin's like, that's $5 He said, I don't get the courage. Get the step. I was like, yes, Jack, tell them. Get them. And I was like, you better not go back either, Jack. You better not go back either and get him. And he didn't. He was at home working on the car when they showed the heck up at the house. They like, we sorry. Jack said, you know, I don't understand y'all. I don't get you at all. Because me and my brother, we was like ride or die. We always looked out for each other. We were inseparable. And they look at each other like, I ain't never heard you talk about your brother before. He said, what is there to tell? My daddy was a drunk. My mama was depressed. We went to the war and he died. End of story. Like, you know, but we had each other's backs. But we had each other's backs because we were forced to. We had situations that we were growing up in that we had to have each other's back. Y'all have been blessed to not have to go through that. So nobody's forcing y'all to have each other's back. But y'all need to get together. Y'all really need to get together because at some point in life, you are going to need each other, including your sister. Y'all going to need each other. Y'all going to need to lean on each other when we're gone. Me and your mom ain't going to be here all the time. So at the funeral, like I said, Randall was trying to be the man. He's greeting guests. And at one point, Kevin looked over at him and he sees his daddy watch on his arm. And he goes to confront Randall about it. Randall said, look, I asked mom and she said it's fine. He was like, oh, you asked mom? Really? Okay, I'm sure you did. So Kate tries to calm Kevin down, but he rolls up on Becca like, hey, I know you did not get Kevin my daddy watch. And Randall comes up like, hey, bro, calm down. Kevin says, no, I will not calm down. And I'm tired of you all of a sudden acting like you now the man of the house. Like you done stepped up. He said a real man would have stopped daddy from going back into that doggone house. I was like, oh my God. That was kind of like he placing the blame on Randall. Was like, oh, that was a gut punch right there, right? And so, but honestly, I honestly thought that he was going to say, you're not even his kid. Because of Kevin's history and all the racism that we had experienced with Kevin back in the day, I honestly thought that he was going to say you wasn't his kid anyway, so that's why you shouldn't have his watch. But I'm so glad that he didn't say that because I would have probably hated Kevin for the rest of this TV series as long as the show's on if he had said those words. But Kevin says, you know, I would have never let him go back in. I wouldn't have let him go back in. And then Randall say, you would have to be there for that to happen. You ain't never around for the family. Kate is like, what the hell is wrong with y'all two? What is wrong with y'all? Do you see where we at? We are at Dad's funeral right now. And y'all both are acting like asses. She didn't say those exact words, but those were my words. And yeah. And Becca's just sitting there, like I said, because she's kind of absent from everything. And she watching it all go down. Well, she got to get up. And she's like, I got to get the heck out of here. So she goes outside to get a breather. Well, Jack, he's riding down the street in the wagon. He notices Kate but playing hooky from school. And she's trying to go see Alanis Morissette and get her tape signed. And instead of Jack getting upset, he actually takes her to the signing. Like he gives Kate entirely too many passes. Too many passes. Yet I understand. Because like when you see your child have such a passion, you want to help cultivate it. And sometimes breaking the rules once, twice is part of parenting. And after he like bashes Alanis, which I like Alanis Morissette, he actually put on some Bruce Springsteen, which I don't like that much. I really don't. And we get to hear about Kate's passion and understanding for music, like the way that she interprets a song and somebody's motive for writing the song and the way they're singing the song. Like you can really tell that she loves music. So he offers to buy them tickets to go see Bruce Springsteen one day in concert. She's like, okay, yeah, he was kind of cool. I could deal with him. Kate wakes up in the middle of the night and she's sitting in the kitchen with Louis. They still at the hotel this time. Becca notices that she gets up and she goes in the kitchen to join her. And Kate is like, hey, explain to me again, how did Daddy die? She tells him, you know, it was a cardiac arrest and because of the soot in his lungs. And Kate say he wouldn't have had all this soot in his lungs if he wouldn't have went back in there for my dog. And Kate is like, Becca's like, I don't know, I'm not sure. She's like, yeah, you know. Because we all were fine. We didn't have no extra soot in our doggone lungs. We didn't go back in. Daddy went back in, right? And Becca's still like, I don't know. Yeah, you know. And that's what Kate said, you know. So she gets up and walks away. But Becca does not want to put that damn weight on that little girl. And truly, it was not her fault. I know we want to blame her. But it was Jack made that decision, right? You know what I'm saying? He looked at his daughter's face and he didn't want to disappoint her. He made the decision to go back in. And then collect some mementos in the process. So, yeah. I can't fault Kate. I can't fault Kate. You know, he probably would have did it for any of them. But more so Kate. But still, you know, the next morning, not the next morning, they go back to the funeral service, and the doctor, that birthed the babies, he's there. For some reason I thought he had passed away. I don't know why I got that impression. Well, he came with his wife Ann. They came to pay respects, and Anne's like, I heard so much about you, because like Becca learns at this point that Jack had been going by to get advice for him over the years, and she's like, really? He's like, yeah, he used to come on early on, come over, pop up at the office unexpectedly all the doggone time. This was before he retired. He retired, he didn't pass away. Why did I think that man passed away? Oh my God. Anyway, Becca was like, there's no way that I can measure up to him. I just can't do this by myself. There's no way that I could do this. Because Jack was fearless and I'm not fearless. And the doc's like, he had fears. Trust me, he had fears. He did take a good care of his family. But that wasn't without fear or concern. And you are just as resilient as he is. And first she wasn't hearing him, but he was like, girl, I ain't trying to hear that. That's BS. You just as resilient. And like, he just gives the best fatherly advice to them. I wish I had a doctor who was that concerned not only about my physical well-being, but about my emotional well-being as well. But now we're back to Super Bowl Sunday. Jack is drinking his last drop cup of Joe. And the kids are complaining in the back seat as usual. But Jack said, you know what, next Saturday, I got a surprise for you guys. So everybody keep your calendars open. They come back with all the food and the groceries for Super Bowl Sunday. And I was thinking that surprise must have been those Springsteen tickets that Becca found early on in the show. And I wonder if the concert the same day as the funeral. Ooh. Well, after talking to the doc at the funeral service, Becca comes in and grabs the kids. She's like, you know what, we up out here, let's roll. They like, what, right now? She's like, yeah, let's go. She grabs the urn and they head out, and they head back to Jack's favorite tree. They spread those ashes, put them out, burying them outside as he wanted it. And as they spread it, Kate's like, wait, we gotta save some. I can't get rid of all of my daddy, because remember, she got the urn on her fireplace at her house. So she keeps the rest of his ashes. And then Becca said, you know what? Your dad bought us some Springsteen tickets for the night. The concert's tonight. I think we should go. And they're like, you know what? We should go. We all should go. She makes sure that she tells Kate, look, baby, I know you're going to be trying to blame yourself all your life. And myself and other people going to be telling you that it's not your fault. And if I have to keep telling you it's not your fault until the day I die, I'm going to keep telling you that this is not your fault. And she was saying earlier how to the doc how bad she felt about that she wasn't there, because remember, she was at the vending machine when he actually passed away, so she felt like she wasn't there for him either. So she's been like running around with that urn all doggone day to try to make sure that she don't leave him again. So she finally is at this point where now that she can let him go and spread his ashes. So we go back to the dealership with Mel, the salesman. And Jack is smoothing his way into a deal. Like, he is laying on the charm. And he is making Melvin fall in love with the Pearson family and give a doggone about the Pearson family the same way that we do, right? So Jack just wants his family to be okay. That's all he says. All I'm asking for you, Mel, is to help me help my family be okay. And like right before they got ready to leave from the tree, Becca had looked up to the sky. She said to Jack, we gonna be okay. We gonna be okay. So then we see Becca crossing that bridge that she's feared so much. She always feared of not doing it, a fear of doing it by herself, because she always had Jack there to comfort her, and now he's not there. Now she's getting across that bridge, and she felt a little anxious, but she could make it, and she did it. So it's like now she could believe in herself that she can do this too. Well, that is the end of the episode, y'all. This is us. The Car is the name of the episode, season 2, episode 15. Like, comment, and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. This episode right here was actually kind of what we needed. You know, since last week was such an emotional episode, we needed something to bring us down. And even though we have the feeling of sadness, with the way that they played this episode out, it made us feel like we can be okay too. We can now be at rest with Jack's passing. Like, we've been anxious about it for a whole doggone season. So yeah, we needed that. We needed to be able to calm back down and like, it's gonna be okay, because we know we're gonna see him again. We already know, the same way we see William. We can't have an episode without Jack. There's no way. So again, thank you for coming back. Peace.